Tzav, ideas in the realm of Gematria from the Parshah and for the Geulah, for the redemption. This is Article 25. This week's Parshah is unusual in that it consists of 3 exact chapters, which would be Leviticus or Vayikra chapter 6, 7 and 8. While there might be other Parshas that are this way, by far the norm is to have Parshas that start in the middle of a chapter and end in the middle of one. For example, Parshas Bereshis consists of Genesis 1 through Genesis 6 verse 8, and Noach is Genesis 6 9 through 11:32, etc. And so most of the time it's going in between chapters as opposed to 3 exact chapters, and that's what this week's Parsha. So it makes it unusual, although there are other Parshas that way. Tzav being 3 exact chapters makes it very easy to calculate the amount of verses in the Parsha. Just look at the last verse in each chapter. Chapter 6 has 23 verses, chapter 7 has 38 verses, and chapter 8 has 36 verses. 23 plus 38 plus 36 is 97. There's only one issue. If you look in the back of any Chumash, where it states the number of verses in the Parsha, in any Chumash that I've seen anyway, and others have mentioned the same thing, it will say that there are 96 verses. So if you add up the number of verses, it will come to a number of 97. But if you look in the back, it will say 96. Why does it say 96? Why this discrepancy? A simple answer, and this is something that I thought of years ago, is that if you employ the rule of kolim, and in Gematria there's a rule called kolim, and the rule is that you're allowed to be off by 1, and the word that has 1 less, you can pitch in the word itself. It counts as a point. And so if it's off by 1, then you can add the kolal, meaning the sum of its letters, meaning the word itself, and that can be a point. And so if you employ that rule, the 96 may well have been published intentionally because it's a nifty way of connecting the amount of verses with the name of the Parsha, since the word Tzav has a numerical value of 96. So it's like saying Tzav equals 96, and there's 96 verses, even though there's really 97, but they did it intentionally because they wanted to connect it with the name. Okay, maybe that's why they did it. But the realm of Gematria can offer another explanation, also using the concept of kolim. The very first Rashi in the Parsha of Tzav says, Ein Tzav, that's a very famous Rashi, Ein Tzav ela lashon zrizas zeros miad uledoros. The expression Tzav always denotes urging to promptly and meticulously fulfill a particular mitzvah for the present and also for future generations. The term zrizas means moving fast, promptly, and quickly. The turtle is famously known for just the opposite, moving very slowly. And there is a word in the Hebrew language, it's in modern Hebrew, called Tzav. Phonetically, it sounds exactly the same. It sounds exactly like the name of our Parsha, but it's spelled Tzav. Tzadik Beis as opposed to Tzadik Vav. Why, you might ask, is a creature that moves about so slowly sound exactly like a word, command, which connotes moving quickly, promptly, and enthusiastically? The answer is that a turtle is a turtle, and it's not a cheetah. The turtle moves slowly for sure, but it moves as fast as it can go. Turtles are known to live relatively long lives. They may not move fast, but they plod on, and they do their best. And that is the connection and lesson of Tzav and how our attitude should be toward the commandments. Whether we are fast or slow, it is the commitment, the perseverance, and the enthusiasm that are most important. In Gematria, the word Hatzav, the turtle, has a numerical value of 97, which, through the rule of Geulah, perfectly connects the name of our Parshah, Tzav, which has a numerical value of 96. And the number of verses, which is 97, next to the apparent discrepancy of the publishing of 96 verses. Have a great Shabbos, and a happy and kosher Pesach.